Welcome to Lingua Latina Tutorials with Mr. K. This is Chapter 28, Lesson 2. Read through this entire section aloud in Latin, and when you're done, come back and follow along as we translate. Medus, who didn't learn to read, returned the book to Lydia and asked her to read something to him. And she, right away, opened up the book and said, "I will read to you about the lame man whom Jesus commanded to get up and to take his cot with him and to walk home." So a couple notes on the margins here. We see that discere, which is to learn, is in the perfect infinitive didicisse, to have learned. Quite a change. It reduplicates the first syllable, so discere becomes didiscere, didicisse. And rogare here means to ask for or to beg. It can also mean to, in the sense of orare, to pray. He asks her. And then here we have librum evolvere. Evolvere means to unravel, to open up. So here we have unraveling the book is the same as librum aperire, to open up the book. Here, in the sense of a scroll, would be unraveling it, and to us more of opening. Tolera means to pick up, sumera, and secumfera, to carry with you. Okay, Medus says in response, you just said that Christ even commanded the dead to get up and to walk. So here he's quoting her indirect statement. So Christum in the accusative becomes the subject of these of imperavisse, the infinitive, perfect infinitive. I want to hear more about that thing or that matter. Lydia says, "Listen therefore to what the scripture says about Jairus, a ruler, a certain ruler of the Jews, who asked Jesus to raise up his dead daughter." Here we have a princeps. Princeps was the name that Augustus chose for himself, chief citizen. It could also just mean a ruler, a person, a vir inter alios primus, a man who is the first among others, who commands others, qui aliis imperat. So, ecce, when we see in the italics here, this is from the Vulgate translation of the Bible, the Latin translation of the Bible, started by St. Jerome in the 4th century. And we're reading from chapter 9, verses 18 to 19, and then verses 23 to 26. So, behold, a certain ruler came up, named Jairus, and was worshipping him, here we're talking is Jesus, saying, "My daughter just died, recently died, but come, place your hand over her, and she will live." And getting up, Jesus followed him with his disciples. And coming into the house, into the house of the ruler, Jesus, seeing the flute players and the noisy crowd, said, "Get out of here, for the girl is not dead, but is sleeping." And they were mocking him. And after the crowd was thrown out, here we have an example of that perfect passive ejecta with another ablative, the ablative absolute, which when we have it in this perfect passive form, we are going to translate it as after this happened. So, and after this crowd was thrown out, and with the crowd having been thrown out is the literal translation. He entered and held out his hand and said, little girl, get up, surge." And the little girl got up. And the report left there, into the entire world, universum terram. So the report of her resurrection got out into the whole world. Here we have a tibiae tibiarum, the flute, and then a tibican, which is a flute player. Okay, so go through that section. You want to read it aloud in Latin, and then go to the exercise.